God.
Right, we should be live now. I'm having a chat with my two new recruits. You know, thinking about this sort of now in retrospect, I should have put myself in at the middle at the bottom or something and had my two new recruits to next to each other. But never mind. And regrettably, for the first time ever, there's a dog on a JDB related live stream. Anyway, no dogs around here, please. Honestly.
Julian Clary level. I think Julian Clary what was Julian Clary's dog?
Was it Fanny or something?
Fanny
the Wonder Dog. Yes, yes. Anyway, top left we have Stuart. We need a pseudonym for you. I mean, we've come up with like Sister Moon for Amanda.
I will leave that in your capable hands,
Mr. Crow Black Dream. You know,
some nom de plume for me.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think it's been my regret that I didn't make a nom de plume. I decided to do this sort of stuff. It was like, because I do my work, and I guess people Google search you, and then this turns up, and they're going, "Oh my God, what have we done?" So I think maybe having some dark obsidian, dark bastard overlord might have been a good idea about 6 years ago, but I was not clever enough for that.
You're Mr. Crow Black Dream or something.
That could work. That could work.
Is that not your Instagram?
That's one of my side project things, of the many side projects.
A side project to your side project. Anyway, yeah. So I thought, let's have a bit of a chat. Let's see what you think about joining JDB, because it's yet another new lineup for Jandor Band for this weekend. So this is kind of quite exciting. And the first Jandor Band member to have a dog as well, I believe. So
I'm going to go get the cat.
You're breaking the mold. Anyway, so we'll go to Amanda first, because she's busy wandering around for some reason, which has never happened on a show before. We've never had someone wandering around the place. That's kind of exciting, I suppose. It's action.
Through the keyhole.
Yeah.
Keyhole, through the keyhole, you'll see your favourite animal, Eric.
Who lives in a place like this?
Who lives in a place like this? And on the windowsill, we have Jaffa.
Now that's better. You know, we could go full screen on that sort of thing. Oh, that's much better. Gorgeousness, yes. Beautiful cat, and that's what everyone really wants to see on live streams. It's cats. But so Amanda, you were the first of these two people I'm talking to tonight to encounter JDB. Can you remember when it was you first encountered us?
I think it was about 2013.
Yeah, it's been that's like 10 years
ago.
When
I saw you live, I knew before that. Yes, because it was London. You were playing. What's that pub on the sort of frontage, like on a corner? You probably know where I mean. I can't remember what it was called.
The Hope and Anchor.
Yeah, that was it. Hope and Anchor.
That would have been 2014.
Yeah, that was
Synth Club 2014, where I supplied some chocolate concrete, I believe.
Yes. Oh, yes. That's when I was going to say. I was going to say that first. And look, I have these ones too. I've still got these on my wall. They're no sleep to.
Some excellently designed poster in those, definitely.
Yes, it was brilliant. I was so shocked because I'd never seen you live. I'd only heard you and seen you on Facebook, and then I met you and said, "Oh," I was like, I bought your T-shirt. I just looked for it actually to try and put it on. I couldn't find it, but it is in my wall. The one with your bandmate on.
There's about 4 or 5 different JDB shirts around. That was when JDB were like solely an electro band.
And it was 2 of you, yeah.
Yeah, there was Michael on keyboards and me prattling about at the front of the stage, as I still do these days. So you
amazing. I was like very bowled over by it all. I was like, wow.
And Stuart, your first encounter, I believe, was upstairs at Wharf Chambers in
because I was playing with lovely Gina in Rain Children, and we were playing Joel's fantastic Goth City festival, and there were some very good bands on, but I went upstairs and I was like, this is so brilliant. It was so much fun, and the other bands were good, but they were good in a very different kind of way than Jandor Band. And I came away and I was like, oh my God, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of what it is, and how it's just entertainment. It's just so entertaining. entertaining. And I think sometimes musicians forget that we are entertainers and we've got to put on a show. And it was kind of, and I think it was just you and Kelly,
Yeah.
and you were doing the kind of like usual deciding the set as you went along kind of situation. I just thought, and it was
absolute chaos. And you know, the thing is, it was like such a ramshackle thrown together situation, because it's like just this random, pretty much vocal PA slammed in the attic of Wharf Chambers, and we just sort of like no monitoring or anything. And for some reason, it suggested we do the after party of a show. I don't know why, but why there was some kind of Jan Doyle Band after party, but there was, and we just sort of thrown up there with minimal stuff to work with and had to sort of muddle through as best we can. And it was absolutely ridiculous and hilarious and a lot of fun.
But it was your showmanship. I think it's the way that you always perform like you're playing Wembley, and that's just brilliant. I just find that I find it inspiring. I was like, that level of commitment to what you're doing is just really exciting to watch. And I was like, oh my God, this is so amazing. And I had to come and speak to you and Kelly, because I just thought, I didn't think bands existed like that anymore, because I've been playing with lots of more conventional bands who do, I don't know, more conventional goth rock and what that attains to in when it was 2018 or something like that. So it was, and I'm used to everyone being, I mean, there's something sort of cabaret about what you do. Definitely. And that's a spectacle. But it was, and I think that it is kind of fun. But I don't think it's not a satire. It's not like a pastiche. No. I think you obviously love what you do. You know, you love the music and that you're inspired by. You could see like Skinny Puppy and Toyah and Zig Zig Sputnik and all the wonderful glamorousness of those kind of like bands. But it was very much your personality, which is the thing that comes across, I think, really well.
And would you kind of agree with that, Amanda? And
all of it. My gosh, yes, and more. Yes. Praise you.
I mean, obviously you saw me as that electro band, and then I was still kind of electro when we played together, and I think I was just solo when I played with you at Crofters Rights.
And Bath. Crofters,
I think I had Monica with me from Dice People, actually. Which, you know, this is another sort of crazy thing about Jan Doyle Band, is there's like this huge collective really of extra members. You've got me at the core of things, and then there's like loads of other people who get roped into it. So how did you feel about that sort of change from did it feel to you like something quite different when I performed and like did the whole blood routine and everything?
Oh, I loved it. It was just, again, it was like I could see all your influences coming out. It was like everyone knows that you like Toyah, and it was just like, whoa! I never knew you would even do a cover like that. I couldn't believe it was happening. It's just like so unexpected.
To go from Skinny Puppies Assimilate drenched in blood to go into Baccarat's Yes Sir I Can Boogie is
lying on the floor with blood and strangling yourself. I'm like,
I don't think I would appreciate if it was all just kind of Skinny Puppy. I like the fact that there's those great disco tunes that are kind of Jan Doyleized and turned into something.
I mean, like different. When I performed at Wharf Chambers, it was I Lost My Heart to a Starship Trooper that I finished with, whilst also I think did Alex join me for? We built Goth City on.
Yes, you built Goth City. That was it.
Joel built Goth City, which it was absolute, again, total ridiculous chaos. It's just I always like to try and have the philosophy of let's go for it, which is kind of why I thought, let's see what happens when we just throw two new members into the mix and find out what it's going to be like. Are you are you the modern Marky Smith, or are you the modern Dave Brock? I mean, I don't know who Dave Brock is, so Hawkwind. I was talking to Kelly the other day, and I was like, there is a Hawkwind element to Jan Doyle Band that you probably don't. I just feel that there's an aspect of Hawkwind about what. Do I have to cover Silver Machine now? Well, I mean, they also just had a kind of collectivism. They've always had millions of members, and there's always been something interesting. But there's always been Dave Brock is the central figure of Hawkwind. So I mean, I figured like it's easier for me to go to the band than to take the band elsewhere. So it's just more convenient that way. But I mean, it just happened on this occasion that my sort of supposed regular band members aren't actually available. So but how's it been sort of working on the Jandor Band songs for you two? Then we'll start with Amanda. I mean, you've got words to learn and things like that. How's it been going, and what's been your favourite that you've been getting in touch with?
Oh, I like them all. It's just a bit just nice to do some different stuff rather than having to do Somber Moon. Just
Yeah. I mean, you've got quite a history of the sort of slightly future poppy synth pop stuff with Somber Moon. I think, has that been your only vocal project to date? Sort of like the Somber Moon. You've not been in other bands?
No, I haven't. And but I was actually like late last year. Don't know what you'll think of this, but it could be a bit of a. I was in a Guns N' Roses tribute band, and I was training up to do it to go live at Christmas. But we did it for about 2 or 3 months, and I just found my voice wasn't. I just felt like it was either ruining my voice or I didn't have the vocal range to be Axl Rose.
Yeah, that sounds
Amanda
like
Axl. I was actually doing it. That's like all their songs. I was like, this is amazing, and I loved it. But all the guitars were so. You imagine a little practice studio in Swindon where I had to travel an hour to go do it. I had a good commitment, but it's just like when I got there, I really loved it. But then they were so loud and they hadn't learned how to turn themselves down. So I could barely hear myself, but I felt like I was like, oh, my voice was being strained compared to Somber Moon.
Where I remember first time. Part of the reason I thought I'd ask you along is, I mean, not only that you offer a nice vocal compliment with a very, very nice voice. I think I've always enjoyed the very.
You used to say it was melodic, didn't you?
Indeed,
so it was melodic female vocalist. I think, oh, that's so nice that Derek said
yes,
that.
and a decidedly mellifluous vocal, I would say.
Mellifluous. What does that mean?
Language, Derek.
Yes, I'm pulling out all the fancy words now. I know all the best words,
Mellifluous.
Mellifluous. Anyway.
Mellifluous.
Look it up. It's not my job to educate you illiterate masses.
No.
So obviously you're more a compliment, but the thing is also when I saw you as Somber Moon, I was really, really impressed at how well you actually perform, which is something that I like to have on stage with me, someone who is a performer. And I don't just want you to be in the background or anything. Come and join in and dance about and grab hold of me or something. Just enjoy it and feel the music and move about. And I could see you doing that in Somber Moon, which I thought was a good reason to have you along as well.
Thank you. I found it really good fun because although I'm quite shy as well, I used to find it quite a big jump from meeting you and then think, wow, how does Derek do that? Because I at school labelled shy, but I don't know if I am that shy. But it's just that thing, I get through the first song and I'm fine. So I don't actually have a problem with it.
Yeah.
I thought I would.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of surprised in a way that you were such a good performer because I'd known you well in off-stage thing. And you have a certain a feeling of sort of slight reticence and shyness about you in everyday life. I could feel but on stage you absolutely came out, and I guess I can be a little bit that way as well. I mean, I don't talk to people unless I'm talked to and that sort of thing.
I know what you mean.
So
I'm not so much like that these days, but I am still a bit like that. But I was a lot more like that, like when you said when you met me, and definitely.
And Stuart, of course, you don't have such inhibitions as I seem to recall after the JDB performance at Leeds where we met. You basically just grabbed hold of me and sort of wouldn't let go for a little while and was sort of raving about how amazing it was and sort of basically crushing the breath out of me. And also like seeing you later on as part of Gothzilla in particular. I think that really told me that I was getting a sort of a performer guitarist and not just a Rob Smith. Comparing say I don't know Trying to think. I mean, like Gary Marks versus say Rob Smith in Susie and the Banshees. You know, Rob Smith was very static on stage with SATB, and you know, Gary Marks in The Sisters was running about all over the stage, kind of thing, all the time. So I feel you're definitely more in the Gary Marks category from what I've seen you in Gothzilla.
I think
so.
there's a physicality in it. Rock music is a piece of theatre, and it's a piece of physical theatre. I think I was talking to my friend who is a kind of dancer the other day, and they do kind of like balletic pole dancing, and I was explaining that goth and goth rock is a physical theatre. You need to present in an interesting and exciting way to engage the audience. I think for me that makes people want to see that. They like. I'm a massive Bowie fan. I've got Bowie on my arm, and you know, so I like people who are theatrical in rock and roll. They're always the people I'm already drawn to. And it's kind of like, I mean, the trouble is like when I play a tiny little stage, and sometimes you do a tiny stage, I am bumping into things and falling over the place. I need space.
Yeah, same really, you know.
I'm terrible if I'm on a small stage because I'm just constantly like, it's so inhibiting. I need that space to kind of, because you're selling the music and the song, whatever band I'm in. If I'm in Gothzilla, I mean, Tim would really encourage me to be bigger and more and I kind of like, and he would push me to the front to do solos and all that kind of stuff. And part of me, because I come from a kind of indie goth background, I don't come from a rock background, so part of me was always like, oh my god, I'm like bloody, you know, Slash in front of a church doing like Les Paul guitar solos. But I think it's something that I'm good at, that people enjoy.
Definitely.
But it was I think I kind of like I had a kind of character that I kind of inhabited to be able to perform like that, because I think I you know, there is a shyness, but you have a role to play. I mean, like Derek, you can come out without your makeup and your hair, it would be a different performance, wouldn't it? You would be a different performer.
No,
you wouldn't.
No, the makeup doesn't change a thing. I just choose to do the makeup. You know, the makeup doesn't make any difference to what I would do on stage or anything. I could do exactly the same performance, and that performance, if I was doing it, would be exactly the same. It just wouldn't look quite as pretty, you know.
Okay.
It's like I'm sure, like say the person playing Darth Vader would have moved the same. Dave Proust, is it, or something like that? He would have moved. He would have moved the same, but it wouldn't have looked very good if he hadn't dressed like that. So that's my principle. You know, it's I don't need the makeup, but the makeup enhances the whole aspect of it. I just for me, it's putting on a show for people. It's theatre. And you know, give people something to look at. That's surely the whole point of doing this. Yeah. And you, Amanda, you know, I mean, when you did Somber Moon, you had the lovely flowing dress and that sort of thing, and you really put the songs over so well, and I was really impressed with that. And so that is a lot of why I decided to I mean, I know you wanted to do Somber Moon, but I felt as I'd kind of advertised it mostly as DJ, and then I couldn't really then add Somber Moon to the bill, because
that's not. I don't really think that's going anymore, because it doesn't seem like it is, because he's gone to van life, and you know. So I am looking for another band. So yeah, that's why I was involved with the other. So although it's still online, Somber Moon still exists streaming. It doesn't really exist as live anymore. So I really missed that from a year ago. I really loved it.
Yeah, I could tell you. I mean, the thing is, you came up to Sheffield and put on a great show as well. I mean, same time as Stuart came up.
Yeah. That was amazing. Thank you. That was a real proper goth sort of event, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was my Black Midwinter Festival, the first one I did, and I ran one last year, and doing one again this year in November, on the last weekend in November. So people need to make sure. So how do you are you excited then to be thrown in at the deep end with?
I forgot to really like the words of "Let's Play Pretend," and I love that. I love that
It's
you've
just
got
called
in there,
Play
like, bits
Pretend.
of Toya
It's
and
just
bits
called
of Depeche Mode.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
play
The
pretend, yeah,
lyrics,
like
the
bits
lyrics
of lyrics,
in
Depeche and
lyrics
Toya
in
and
the second verse there.
throwback
Yeah,
to everywhere of our childhood, really.
yeah,
Like
yeah. Basically, it's songs I
very
grew up with.
clever.
You know,
Yeah,
I want to be told it's a mystery to tell the world that I want to be free, live on things that dreams are made of, and escape from the horrors of this circus of death. After all this, if I just can't get enough, I'll go out searching for the meaning of love. Use imagination in
because
this
like
computer world before we're
yes,
robots and our dreams are killed. You know, it's.
Knows all the words.
all
He
that
knows all
is.
the words.
I know all the words. As I said, I have all the words anyway. I know all the best words. So, yeah, I'm throwing you both in at the deep end, not just sort of, I mean, like a quick half an hour gig or anything. And we're doing about an hour on the first night in Bristol
Oh my
and
gosh.
something like 35 minutes or so in 35, 40 minutes in Alice's Wicked Tea Party. So how do you feel, both of you, about being thrown in at the deep end at a festival where there's possibly a couple of hundred people going to be
Is
watching
there?
us?
I didn't know that. I have heard of the Alice Tea Party because Johnny Norwood did it a few years back. Oh, I see. Is it my first outside stage? Is it oh my God. Is
Something
it
like
outside?
that.
Don't
It's
get
sort of
frightened. Don't get frightened.
I think it's in a barn or something. So
But then it's like, oh my God, it's a festival. We nearly had to. Someone were going to do that for I'm not Outfield. What was it? That was Mesh last year. What sounds like Astonbury Festival.
Astonbury
It's back.
Festival.
Astonbury in Oxford, and we were going like so excited, like we're going to be on that doing a festival stage. It's going to be amazing, and it kept getting put off because of lockdown. And it still hasn't happened. They still like got tabs on us, but obviously, if Steve's gone off van lifing, then
I mean, obviously,
who knows?
Stuart is a dab hand at playing in barns. As
Oh, we played a cowshed last year, didn't we?
yeah,
Derek?
yeah, we did.
The glamour of the cowshed. The Goths in a Film Festival was one of my favourite festivals of last year. It was great fun, wasn't it?
It
People
was
were
tremendous
really-
fun, and after seeing Gothzilla live for the first time, I was like, "Oh my God, how can I follow that?" But I think I just about managed it. But I mean, honestly, Gothzilla, I think they're absolutely fabulous. You know, I mean, best with Stuart, of course, but
Tim will have to soldier on his own for a
I mean,
while.
even I've kind of now been part of Gothzilla when I joined them for the Toya cover. Did Aya
Because
with
we
them
played
in London.
that at your Midwinter Festival, and I was really looking forward to having a moment to do that. I mean, that song is a really good song, isn't it? It's a really,
It's great, and it's one I've
really-
always loved.
Because the moment I am working on a different thing, because I decided this year to go back to Bristol. Well, I live in Bristol, so that makes sense.
Yeah,
I've
so
got
it's a good idea to go back to where you live. I've always
go
made
back to where I live.
Yes, I've
So
always made a habit of living locally. I mean, it'd be mad to live miles away from where you live.
So I've got a Bristol band now,
Yes.
which is great, and it's really exciting.
Wow, I'm from
Well,
Bristol,
You're from Bristol.
but I live
So-
up the road now. I live up the M5 2 junctions. I live in Stonehouse now.
Okay, well, I live in Barton Hill, which is
Oh wow, Barton Hill.
Barton Hill. That's the one. And we've got a goth
I live in Doncaster.
bass project, so we're doing jungle goth.
That sounds.
So we've got drum and bass, dance orientated, very it's very electric, kind of. It's very loops and beats and very fast and very danceable. And we're just writing loads of stuff, and it's so much fun.
Yeah.
And also, we're going to the studio and we're recording something every week.
You
And
want to
it's that
come up
really
to
exciting.
Sheffield in November?
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm
Yeah,
thinking
you've
we
been-
might be ready by that point because
You've been
we
waiting for me to ask.
well, indeed, but it's. I think they. I mean, like yourself, I wanted a band with people who are very theatrical, who have a really interesting presentation and could perform, and it's just so much fun. And my collaborator Mika is just. They're a studio. They work studios, and they can just create something.
Is that Mika who wrote the Grace Kelly song?
Not the same one. There is another person in the world called Mika. So they're my kind of bandmates at the moment, and Harry and Lixie, and it's lovely because I've been in bands in like Edinburgh and Lincoln, so it's like being in Bristol. It makes a lot more sense to be in a band in Bristol.
Yeah, yeah. So I asked the same question of you as well. What has there been for you in terms of JDB material that's been interesting or a challenge I mean, obviously you've got to kind of replicate an existing guitarist, whereas Amanda gets to do whatever she wants, so she gets off easy, you know.
In Godzilla, I was replicating existing guitarists.
Yeah.
I had to do what other guitarists that Tim worked with had to do. So that's why I now, because I was always playing like jazz masters or Holly Body Gretches. So now I'm playing Les Pauls because they do that heavier sort of sound. So, I mean, one thing is, it's just like, it's understanding the lyrics and being in Derek's head. It's kind of like, oh my God, this is as close as you come to being in your head. And it's kind of like, it is you know, it's very difficult to describe Jan Doyle Band to someone who hasn't seen the Jan Doyle Band, because it's just a really difficult concept for people to take on board, because I mean, if you didn't love it and you were satirizing those things, I wouldn't be interested in being part of it, because I don't think because you love that stuff so much and it's so important to you. That comes across in the songs and the music, and I really, I can see the love you have of that genre and those kind of bands that I've really enjoyed. And I grew up on Adamant and Toyah when I was a little boy, and Bowie, and I'll be like, oh my God, those people are amazing. But you've created like really successful bands create worlds. They create a kind of world for you to inhabit, you know, like the Cure or the System Mercy. You can inhabit those worlds, and you can inhabit Jan Doyle Band world. Do you know what I mean? It's a really, that's how much fun it is, I think.
And it is the world of insurrectionary neo-futurism in the end, obviously.
Indeed.
I mean, that is the key aspect to take away from all this, that this is going to be your first time playing as part of an insurrectionary neo-futurist band. So, you know, it's going to be interesting, and let's... Hopefully things will work out okay. I sort of tweaked the sets for both nights earlier on before doing this, so I think everything's set up ready and okay to go. It's a shame my guitar won't work wireless at the minute, but hey, we'll get by. I lost the receiver somewhere in the house, I think, but and because I battered it to bits, also the MIDI port doesn't work on it, so I can't use a wireless MIDI device either. So hey, so it goes. But anyway, I'm looking forward to
the musicality of being a Jan Doyle Band instrument.
Yeah,
you know, I think it must take a lot of punishing to be.
Things get destroyed, and it's sometimes deliberate, sometimes not. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to sharing a stage with you both tomorrow at Z Alley in Bristol, and then on Saturday we're going to play at about 3 in the afternoon or something, or is it 4:15, something like that. Anyway, we need to be there nice and early for it. Maybe stop off along the way for something to eat, but yeah, I look forward to having both of you, and I'm really grateful for your efforts to learn these songs that I've dumped on you with next to no time to figure out what you're doing in them.
Yes, it'll be our pleasure, Derek. It's like it's so much. It'll be so lovely, like Stuart said, to inhabit your neo-insurrectionary world.
Yes,
like just for 2 days. Like, oh.
What style is Jan Doyle Band? It's insurrection neo-futurism. What style's that?
Awesome.
Well, it is very.
I can't describe that. You have to watch it. See.
Yes. Anyway, thank you both for joining me for this chat. It's been lovely to chat with you, and hopefully people have got a better idea of what you're both all about now. I don't know, maybe not, because I've rabbited on about all kinds of things along the way. And hey, isn't Derek marvellous has been the general theme of this. You know, I just wanted my sycophants here to just praise me.
That's so neo-insurrectionary, futuristic to do that.
Anyway, I will see you both tomorrow. I'll be in touch with a few more details about things to you both later.
Are you going to go for that purple amazing makeup you had on?
No, it's got to be this sort of general makeup. I'll be
futurist, orangey.
Yeah, but it's got to go from purple to yellow through sort of darkish orange to lightish orange to
awesome.
Yellow. Got to do a bit of blending there, you see, or I do my sort of
some
Boy
black
George
feather wings
look.
like Martin Gore.
Excellent.
Got some little feather black wings.
Right, anyway, I'm going to end things now. So thank you, Stuart and Amanda, or Mr. Crow Black Dream and Sister Moon.
Mr. Crow Black Dream, yes.
Yes. I'll see you both tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Take care.
I've been christened by the futurist.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.